Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, February 2nd. We have a tricky situation developing here in the I-95 corridor, especially from Philadelphia north and east to across the New York City region. Yesterday, we saw an advancement to the north of warmer air, at least in the low and middle parts of the atmosphere. That advance to the north has grinded to a halt. Colder air is actually starting to move back in from the northeast to the southwest. The warming has ended in New York City. They are already dropping in temperatures, and that drop in temperatures will occur later today in eastern Pennsylvania. There is a chance that the lingering rainfall this morning will change over to sleet and snow in southeastern Pennsylvania later on this afternoon. Certainly that will be the case up across New York City. Could even have some back-end accumulations of a little bit of snow and ice from New York City down to the Philly metro region later on today. And as temperatures drop, there can certainly be some quick freeze-ups on the roadways. There can be some slick spots developing later on this afternoon and at any time overnight tonight, given the wet conditions and the plunge in temperatures. By tomorrow morning, temperatures in the Philly suburbs could be down around 10 degrees or so, certainly bottoming out in the low teens and perhaps even down to 10. 15 degrees is possible by tomorrow morning in and around the New York City metro region. So certainly some possible adverse conditions over the next several hours, despite the fact that most people are seeing rainfall right now. Again, there can be a changeover to sleet and snow from Philly north and east to New York City. And with the drop in temperatures expected later today and especially tonight, there can be some quick development of slick spots on the roadways. Well, let's first take a look at the surface map. Low pressure right now is situated over central Pennsylvania. However, notice with this isobar pattern, kind of extension, an elongated area of low pressure here extending out to the just to the east of New Jersey. And in fact, what will happen over the next few hours is this low will reform. This will become the main low. This low dies out. And as this low right here off the Mid-Atlantic coastline takes over and intensifies as it pulls to the north and east, colder and colder air will drop in from the northeast to the southwest. Indeed, we'll see in a moment here, temperatures have dropped a few degrees already over the last few hours in northern New Jersey, southern New York. Notice the kink in the isobar pattern here. That is indicative of high pressure up to the north and east here, starting to extend itself down into New England, and all of this is combining to cause an increase in northeast winds, and again, colder air is dropping to the south and west from the north and east. Rainfall could certainly change over to sleet and snow in New York City and perhaps even down to Philadelphia later today, and there certainly will be some slick spots on the roads developing later today and overnight tonight with that plunge in temperatures. Well, here's another surface map of the Mid-Atlantic region. I want to show this one because it has the wind barbs which show the wind direction. And again, notice here, these winds are indicating northeast flow here, and temperatures are dropping across northeastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Northeast winds have now extended all the way down across central New Jersey. Here's basically the frontal system showing up here with southerly winds in the southern half of New Jersey, but northeast winds. This frontal system is now dropping southward. In other words, that cold air is starting to advance, and it's winning out as that low pressure area develops here off the Mid-Atlantic coastline. This initial low dies out. This takes over. Northeast winds increase, and there'll be a dramatic increase in the wind speeds this afternoon and into the evening hours, and all that will be associated with colder and colder air dropping in from New England into the I-95 corridor. Again, this could lead to some quick slickening of the roadways as temperatures drop to below freezing, and in areas where it's already below freezing in and around New York City, you will not go above freezing. You've reached your peak of the day temperature-wise. Rainfall could change back to sleet and snow before ending, especially across New York City, but even all the way down into the eastern part of Pennsylvania later on today. Even some small accumulations possible later on today. So we have, again, potential problems with the colder air returning into the I-95 corridor region, at least north and east of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. Well, one other quick map I'd like to show of the Mid-Atlantic region is the temperature drop over the last few hours. And notice it's hard to see the numbers, but here's a -4 and a -2. This area right here, northeastern Pennsylvania, temperatures have already begun to drop. This kind of a pattern will extend all the way into southeastern Pennsylvania over the next several hours. Again, colder air pouring in now from the northeast to the southwest, and with that drop in temperatures expected in southeastern Pennsylvania during the midday and afternoon hours, the rain could change over to sleet and snow. The roadways could slicken up quickly, and by later on tonight, temperatures will plunge in this entire area, reaching perhaps 10 degrees in some of the suburbs of the I-95 corridor, 15 degrees in the big cities of New York, all the way down to D.C. And again, with that plunge in temperatures and any residual water on the roadways, watch for slick conditions possibly cropping up later today and overnight tonight. And here's a look at the current radar loop. Still quite a bit of precipitation here hanging back, and that's the potential problem as it drops in temperatures here across first northeastern Pennsylvania and then southeastern Pennsylvania. Again, northern New Jersey experiencing a drop in temperatures over the last few hours as that cold air drops south and west. With this lingering precipitation, look for the possibility of a changeover to sleet and snow, at least from Pennsylvania-Maryland border on north and east. At the same time, winds will increase dramatically, could even reach up to 50 miles per hour or so in D.C. and 40 miles per hour or so across this afternoon in the Philly and New York City metro regions as that low rapidly intensifies off the northeast coastline. Well, let's take a look at a few forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. We'll just look at 3 maps here at 3-hour increments from early afternoon to late afternoon to early evening. This is the early afternoon map. Notice no reflection of low pressure anymore over central Pennsylvania. The main area of action is off the mid-Atlantic coastline. This is the intensifying low pressure area as of early this afternoon. Still quite a bit of precipitation back here, and notice the tight pressure gradient here. These black lines represent the isobar pattern, the pressure gradient pattern. Stiffens up here, strong winds. Same time, temperatures start dropping this afternoon. Let's jump ahead 3 hours. Well, here's the forecast map for late this afternoon. That storm has intensified a little bit. Strong winds up and down the I-95 corridor. Notice still a fair amount of precipitation, even down to the D.C. metro region on the cold side here. This is in the colder air. So again, this poses the possibility of sleet and snow before the system completely ends in the I-95 corridor, especially from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border on north and east. Finally, by early this evening, that storm continues to pull away. Precipitation basically over with in Philadelphia and D.C. Maybe residual snow showers here early tonight up across New York City. But the strong winds will continue, and the temperatures will continue to drop sharply overnight tonight. Again, perhaps reaching 10 degrees in some of the suburbs along the I-95 corridor by tomorrow morning. So still some potential problems with this storm over the next several hours, with the possibility of rain changing to sleet and then snow. Some back-end accumulations possible, especially north and east of the Mason-Dixon line. And as temperatures plunge later today and tonight, roadways could become slick in a hurry due to the wet conditions and those dropping temperatures. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.